Hey, this is John. I'm going to do Sonic Free Riders. Yes, brave man that I am. I'm going to see if Sonic Free Riders is really that bad. Truth is, I played it quite a bit actually, but yeah, I get signed in. That's nice. But it's because I was sitting here setting up the camera. Plus, normally that wouldn't be sitting back there. Anyway, we're gonna play it. You're gonna see that it's not as bad as Angry Joe said it was. But he may not be as unvalidated as you think he is. Alright. Oh, this is kind of neat. The menu sucks. There's nothing nice about it. Look at me, look at this. Ugh. But I want people to see me playing it, so. But watch this. One thing Joe didn't know, he said, oh, you gotta know the names of every icon in the menu. It's sort of true, sort of not, but it's not explained in the instructions, but watch this. Left. Select. You can actually say right, 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 left, select. You kind of have to do it when they shut up, which is rare. Select. Sonic. Select. Select. Cornering up. Select. Select. Now this is kind of weird too. This is kind of why I think Joe's not entirely full of BS on the review. You basically got to make very subtle movements. You don't even shouldn't really even care about following him. You should do what's most comfortable for you in this calibration. And you really don't know that because the game decides, yeah, it's not tell you any of those things. Not tell you how to play the game or anything. This is kind of neat. I like doing that. You really get rewarded for putting in some effort. I think that's cool. Each their own, I guess. But you can see, I mean, you can maneuver. You really got to use your hands, which I haven't done that. And this is annoying too. Notice how he kicked that time without me kicking? Yeah. It's not unplayable, though. I mean, the game really is not unplayable. If you really put some effort into it, you'll get pretty good at the game. Oh, that was my fault. It was a stupid time to kick. I hate item racers. This game's trying too hard to be like Mario Kart, in my opinion. But I mean, you can see it is playable. I missed my jump. And that sucks. You feel bad. You feel like crap if you miss time in it. And it's actually what it's based off is time. And alright, you gotta crouch real low. And I mistimed it again. I jumped too early. A lot of reviewers I saw, the guy on Kotaku just sitting here, and like you gotta put some effort into it. The game's it's a mini workout game. I really don't like Sonic Free Riders. I know I'm making it out like, oh, it's not that bad. And while it's not that bad, it's not really a great game. You also don't have to spin around. If you do spin around, you'll get a slightly better grade, up to an X, which I guess is apparently the best. So I'm the best. No. I don't think you'll hear too many people bragging about being good at Sonic Free Riders. A lot of people are ashamed to admit they even can play the game. I'm not ashamed to say I don't think the game's horrible, but I don't really like it. You know what I mean? You got to take it in consideration. It was a Kinect launch game, and I still see people complaining about it that haven't played it. That's what drives me nuts. I mean, it's one thing if you played the game and you say, "Oh, this sucks." Cause like, you know, when I first played the game, I was convinced I was going to make Angry Joe look like an idiot. Instead, what really happened is I look like an idiot because turns out the game does kind of work, and that was my fault. But it's not as intuitive as it probably should have been. And, you know, that's crap. That's on Sega. And, but I mean, it is playable. There's the Grand Prix mode with missions, kind of similar to people that have played the first one. I don't know if Joe's ever even played the first one. I say he seems like he doesn't really know a lot about the, because I mean the story's crap, but he seems like he indicates that he knows it's crap. but he doesn't seem to indicate that, like that. He seems shocked by it. I hate this gesture. I mean, everybody knows what it looks like. Missed my jump. I suck. Alright. A lot of people have a hard time with that item for some reason. Now I'm going to get hit with an item and cheat me out of any decent plays. Timed my jump wrong. I'm going to lose. End up in second, and it's not bad, not great. Alright, so I'm going to zoom onto the TV and I'm going to play another track. You've seen enough of me playing to make you want to puke. So now, I'll do another race, but course select. Select. Sometimes the voice commands work, sometimes they don't. They're very picky on the volume of voice. Some of these people are fanboys about the game. I like the game, but I'm not going to BS you either. Left, left, select. Avatar. Avatar. Select. Select. Cornering up. Select. Select. You know what's interesting? You notice how I always pick cornering up? Why is that an upgrade? Why is it an upgrade to have control of your board? I mean, you can do it without it, but it's not as intuitive. And also, my avatar seems to like kicking things. You know, I guess he fits like me, I guess, but I'd like to kick the game occasionally. You know, I'm not going to give it a great score. I'm giving it a 5.5 out of 10. It's not a bad game, though. And, you know, considering all the crap this is the launch or in the library, considering this is a launch game, I'm more forgiving than Joe was on it. But, you know, he's welcome to say what he wants, because he's not entirely invalidated. I don't think he makes you sick. He made that up. But if this game makes you sick, you're in pretty bad shape. And probably exercise in general doesn't make you feel very good. And, oh, man, look at that. I mean, it is hard to control. And I didn't even jump there. I tried to. Some tracks seem to be easier to drive on than I should have jumped. That was my fault. Now I get punished. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Also, you know, your ability to jump and control is based on your board and your driver. Right, well, whoever's driving. I'm going to get hit with an item. You know, I just don't like kart races that much, not to be a jerk. I find you really got to get in the game to make it work. You can't. Oh, this is kind of neat. You actually drive it kind of like a bike, or like a motorcycle or snowmobile. I don't even know what it is. I think it's supposed to be a bike, technically. But it controls pretty well. You don't hear Joe talk about this. He doesn't really want to say anything good about the game. Not that I blame him. In some ways, it really ticks me off, too. I just don't like it when he lies, you know, but he's not really making this up. I was determined that I was going to make him out to be an idiot, and the only idiot's the one that bought the game, that's me. You know, now it's pretty cheap, though, so, you know, you can get it. It's probably worth $20. If nothing else, it gives you, it makes you appreciate the Kinect games you have. And it's just so frustrating. I think that's kind of his problem, too. You know, he doesn't review Nintendo games, so he's not used to the Mario Kart kind of world. And, you know, let's not kid ourselves. It's a this is so frustrating when this happens. I just timed my jump. You get frustrated and you really suck at the game. But, I mean, some of it's your own fault when it gets to that point. The game is a hard game. And it's not only hard to control a little bit, it's It's an exercise in it's physical exercise, and it's an exercise in your patience. I'm getting a little too old to need exercise in my patience. But you can see, I can steer it. It sort of works. The bike actually steers better than the board, which would be fine if it was a motorcycle game. That's not a good sign when the bike steers better than the board. But I mean, you can get the board to work. You just got to really get into it. You can't play lazy. I think too many people play lazy. This game kind of lazily. It's not easy. And everybody expected this game to be a casual, friendly game. You can tell I'm not really having fun, so I'm getting my butt kicked, which I think on cheapness. And I mistimed my jump. And I flipped on accident. That was me. I actually did move my feet. Well, at least I sort of jumped. I was so worried about my item, and then, you know, sometimes I like the achievement screens and the trophies and PSN, but I find them to be distracting sometimes, because you're actually reading it. I mean, you're kind of like, oh, what I earned. Here's another thing. Occasionally it kicks for you. I don't like games that control for me. I'll do the controls. Thanks, Kinect. You know I'm not a Kinect troll. I generally actually like a lot of motion games. So if you think I'm trolling, I'm not. But anyway, you can get decent at the game. It doesn't make you sick. Joe's lying there, but this is the Grand Prix mode, but a lot of the missions are very similar to one another. It's very similar to the Sonic Riders games back on the GameCube. And I think there's one for the Wii, but I've never played the one for the Wii. I did play one on the GameCube, and I liked it. And this is actually kind of similar. A little bit more Mario Kart-ish in this game. Kinect controls, if I gave them a score, it's a 6 out of 10. They're just functional to be okay. But they do work. The tutorial doesn't make any sense in some spots. It's misleading, but you should play through it. Just that way you know I'm really here. I've been playing this game. The tutorial's okay. Menu's terrible. They don't explain a lot of things. Why does the calibration not work? You know, why do I have to make subtle movements? Why don't you just tell me these things? Nobody plays online, but there is an online mode. I'm not going to hold it against the game or anything, but guarantee there won't be a lobby. What a shock. But, you know, the voice commands are okay. They sort of make up for the bad menu, but they really don't. Menu sucks. Menu gets a 3 out of 10. It's the worst in Kinect. The graphics are okay. I give it a 7 out of 10. Menu just decided to pick something for me. Thanks. So 7 out of 10 on the menu. Let me try to think here. Oh, it's another pain in the butt. You can't really go back to the main menu. Yeah, you have to do this. If you hold your, there's no way if you hold your like hand slanted twice, it doesn't just immediately take you back to the main menu. Kind of goofy. But yeah, so menu's bad, controls are barely okay, graphics are alright, it's like a 7 out of 10. Sound, the music's atrocious, but almost all the recent Sonic games have been. Online play, I can't play anybody. Nobody plays the game. You know, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a negative 1 out of 10. Joe did this for comedy. One thing you have to understand, people take everything he does as like gospel. You know, everyone's going to have different opinions on games. He just exaggerates things because he's a comedian as much as he is a game reviewer. So, you know, don't troll me because I think Sonic Free Riders is okay. I don't think it's great. But you can play the game. I have proof right there. You can play the game. I'm in first twice. I mean, I'm not terrible at the game. The 2-player mode that's not online, which I have tried, is horrible. You have to do everything in sync. I mean, it's doable. You got to hold hands, just like Joe said. Well, you don't have to, but you get more speed if you do. And it's a joke. I'd give it a 0 out of 10 on that. But, you know, overall, Sonic Free Riders, 6 out of 10 from John. It's bad, but it's not that bad. If you can get it for $10 or less, it might be something to do with your Kinect. Decent workout, if nothing else. The first hour or two you play it, though, you're going to want to throw the game out the window. And after a while, it just seems to click. The game just clicked for me, I know that, when I had it and played it a lot. Thanks for watching. This was John.